And from Romano, who's ridden along in second to try and close. These are followed towards the turn in by Dermac. Imposing Supreme is wide on the track, trying to get into the shake-up, and then after these, as they come on towards the final quarter of a mile, Secret Never Shy Away makes a bit of headway down the centre, but they race on towards the final furlong. Out in front, it's Jared Maddox, who's just about still in front from Romano. Imposing Supreme to Gray now coming down the centre, with Montehez making up good late ground. Imposing Supreme has now got to Jared Maddox, far side IOU. Montehez on the near side as they race up towards the line, and Montehez has got up to win it from Imposing Supreme. IOU, Jared Maddox holding on for fourth ahead of Romano.
Yes, well, Chris Hayes, from a very bad draw, he was drawn in stall 17, he tried this lad Cole, dropped him in, took his time, had to weave his way around. Hard thing to do here, Tipperary.
Yeah, he did it similarly at Bailestown last night, Kevin, and yeah, it's a good ride. It's very difficult, as you say, from a wide draw, and he's wide the whole way, and you can see even turning for home, he's wide on the whole way around the home turn, and he's under pressure there, but he's pulling Montehez to the outside here and asked him to pick up, and it looked like the far ones had it. IOU ran on well on the far side, and Imposing Supreme ran on well as well, and looked likely to go and score, but Montehez, he's seen it out really well, hasn't he, the whole 9 furlongs of it.
Yeah, great for Kevin Prendergast as well, his second winner in the last 2 nights. Sam Langford won last night. This lad, he's won snugly at the line. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know, exactly. Considering
he had to drop in, riding Cole, riding for luck as well, weave his way through, but he had a willing partner under him, Chris Hayes.
He did, and obviously he timed it well. You get there and win by a head, you've timed it well, but he had to do what he did. He had to get in as far as he could, and he had to get in behind horses, and then in the home straight he took him out and went for the run down the near side in clear sailing, instead of maybe going a shorter route and trying to weave his way through traffic, because obviously the horse was well fancied, and he's done it well.
Yeah, second winner in the last 2 days for the Friarstown Maestro, Kevin Prendergast. Sure, he's sitting at home watching this, and he'll be a happy man here this evening. 2 winners in 2 days. Chris Hayes a double last night, gets on the score sheet here this evening. On Monday has dropped the pound for his run in Ballinrobe the last day. A good performance in the colours of Sheikh Hamdan Al Maktoum.
Bet365 is the world's favourite online betting company for many reasons. Match live, instant alerts, a number of events we stream. Over the years, Bet365 has welcomed more than 32 million members worldwide. And please, gamble responsibly.
Okay, Epsom result on screen where Naban was the winner at 16 to 1. Well done to Jessica Llewellyn. What a way to ride your first ever success. Tipperary also coming on screen, the result there. That has your 7 to 2 favourite as we move on to a fillies novice over 6 furlongs. 6:20, so sharp for Archie Watson. Shock Horror, Archie got a 2-year-old favourite. 11 to 8, well back from a 2 to 1. Fair passes, 7 to 2, 11 to 2, and bigger the rest as we head back to David and Nick on track.
Thank you very much, Niall. So Sharp is the 11 to 8 favourite here for Archie Watson and Holly Doyle. Cost 140 grand by Bated Breath, who had a wonderful Royal Ascot. But there's some depth of opposition on pedigree and reputation, I think, David.
I think so. I mean, I quite liked her in the paddock, and the stable obviously has had quite a lot of debutant runners who are normally well found in the market, which is the case with her. I think my pick was the one that's weak in the market, particularly weak, Dark Lady.
Ironically named Dark Lady.
Yes, who's a grey filly by Dark Angel, but she's got plenty to recommend her on paper, and she looks ready to go, I thought, and some nice relaxed sprint type.
And super chilled in the paddock as well.
She was, so she was my pick. You quite like Vividly, I think.
I did quite like Vividly. I thought she had a bit more scope than some of these. Good back end on her. And an interesting pedigree as well. Daughter of Charmed Spirit, who seems to be imparting plenty of speed to his progeny, even though this one's from a middle distance family. Charlie Hills and Kieran Schumacher teaming up with Vividly. There is some support for Henry Candy's run on Juice, or at least there was this morning. And that's the second 2-year-old he's had in as many days who's come for some support on her debut, so that's worth keeping an eye on. Likewise, Miss Paxman, the 7-1 shot by Exceed and Excel for Martin Mead and Oisin Murphy.
Yeah, I quite liked her. She's got a sprinter's pedigree. Juska's by Cable Bay. I thought she might be better for the run.
And the one who has had a run and has shown some decent form is Fair Pass, who sets the standard of those that have been on a racecourse so far. But you wouldn't have thought it's an insurmountable one if we've got a good one here.
No, not really. I mean, she shaped very nicely and she should have learnt plenty from it. But I think there are other interesting ones that we've spoken about on pedigree here. So looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's a good little race. The Premier Food Courts EBF Fillies Novice Stakes to +10 as well. And Mike's in the commentary box for us.
And we're just waiting now for Vividly to go in, and they'll be ready. And they're off. Away they go. They race over 6 furlongs. The Premier Food Court EBF Fillies Novice Stakes underway. And just battling for an early advantage there. Juska is taking quite a strong hold, is certainly prominent, with the Red Witch on the near side, the green and red colours tucking behind there in the green jacket is Fair Pass. Right up there as well is So Sharp in the yellow. Followed then by Final Deal on the outside. Covered up behind them is Miss Paxman, and also Ost Ferry buried away. Held on to Dark Lady the Grey filly on the right then as they just shuffle around a little bit, Vividly out towards the rear as well, but the field well packed up and the pace is not that strong. So they've gone past the halfway stage here, and it's Holly Doyle and So Sharp who are just in front. Juska on the near side shaken up. Running a big one is Final Deal on the far side. The grey filly Dark Lady getting into it, and now in the clear Miss Paxman is being asked a few questions as well. And Fair Pass in the green jacket manoeuvring for a run, just bumping Juska there. But it's the favourite So Sharp, and Dark Lady the grey filly on the far side look like settling this one. They're racing up with half a furlong left to go. Dark Lady trying to quicken up on the far side, but So Sharp is more than up to the task. Another 2-year-old winner for Archie Watson. So Sharp looks sharp. Dark Lady in second. Vividly ran on for third, with Miss Paxman in fourth.
So good, Archie Watson, and So Sharp is just that on her racecourse debut. In the colours of Sheikh Rashid Dalmouk Al Maktoum, she cost a fair bit of money, 140,000 guineas, and Holly Doyle has steered her to success here. Sharp, professional. It looked a race of some depth. The two horses we liked, each of us, David and I, have filled the frame. Runner-up in the Cheveley Park colours is Dark Lady, who didn't get much cover but has run really well and rattling home in third Vividly.
Well, the right newcomers have come to the fore, I think, because Miss Paxman was close behind them in fourth. They've come well clear of the horse that had got previous experience, and the winner has known what to do, and she's won comfortably in the end. But certainly the third, you'd be very hopeful she'll improve a lot on what she's done in the end there.
More success for Bated Breath, who's had such a fine run of late, featuring his treble at Royal Ascot. And Archie Watson knows this family pretty well because he trained the half-brother Nate the Great, who did very well as a 2-year-old, but this one looks as though she's got a fair bit more speed. Nate the Great was by Nathaniel.
Well, Nate the Great did win over 6 furlongs first time out before he went up in trip, but I suspect you're right, she will prove rather speedier overall than he did, but knowing her job has been
Was
important.
it Carlisle where he won first up?
Yes,
yeah,
it was a bit stiffer 6 than this, but at this stage Juska had been up there, pulled too hard in the early stages, the horse in the grey colours. Vividly is just being shaken up, having travelled well at the back of the field. The pace is now quickening, they haven't got a great gallop. Dark Lady the grey on the far side is the one who comes through to challenge closest, but just the greater track knowledge of the winner has just told in the last 100 yards. She's quickened up well. Dark Lady's shaped very nicely, she'll improve, and Miss Paxman in behind, the horse in the red colours, I think she's shaped very well too, so I'd take a positive view of this.
11 to 10 favourite, 6 to 1, 14 to 1. The SPs here as we look at the head-on. I mentioned that the horse you like, Dark Lady, far right of shot. She didn't really get much cover through the race, but she's been very willing for Sean Levy when he's let her down.
She has. I think you'd be very pleased with her, the way that she's shaped, and there really ought to be a race in her. I think this will be a pretty decent race of its type. The winner's got an entry in the Moyglaire Stud Stakes in Ireland, and just greenness under the whip there from the winner, which you can see better on the head on. The third under hands and heels on the near side, finishing the race off really well. I mean, she's travelled well. She's taken a while to know